All right, let's dive into some wonderfully weird conspiracy theories.
Oh, I love a good conspiracy theory.
This one has me craving fries and also questioning, like, everything I thought I knew about drive-thrus.
Interesting.
So you sent over this episode from Lizard Leaks, a Brick Hardcheese Investigation. It's called The Great Fast Food Coup. And I gotta say, just the name alone, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know that podcast.
I mean, the premise alone had me hooked, so we're going to do a deep dive into this episode.
It's good.
So it follows this private investigator named Brick Hardcheese.
Brick Hardcheese, that's great.
Yeah, he's a burger-loving PI who stumbles upon this wild plot involving, get this, mind control chemicals in French fries.
Classics.
And all of this is orchestrated by lizard people disguised as fast food executives.
Oh, so it's like that, huh?
Pretty clever, right?
It is. It's got that classic hard-boiled detective vibe, but with this this layer of I don't know, absurdity, I guess you could say.
Yeah, totally.
And it plays on that thing we all experience, right? That like irresistible pull towards fast food.
Right, exactly.
But it takes that idea
Right.
to this like hilarious extreme by suggesting that those cravings that we have, those really intense cravings, are a result of some, sinister reptilian scheme.
Have you ever felt like those fries were just too good to resist?
Like maybe a little too good.
Yeah, it makes you think.
It really does.
So the episode leans into a lot of those, classic conspiracy theory tropes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it really uses that to build this world of hidden agendas and, forces beyond our control.
Right. And those tropes are often rooted in very real anxieties that people have,
Yeah.
about control and about hidden agendas, stuff like that.
Right.
It's tapping into that kind of deep-seated fear of the unknown, that idea that there are these forces beyond our control that are manipulating things behind the scenes.
So one of the main characters in the episode is this fry cook named Gus.
Oh, Gus, yeah.
He's the one who kind of blows the whistle on the whole operation, right?
Right.
He claims that all of his managers, they blink sideways, and they have this unusual fondness for heat lamps.
Oh, interesting.
So he's, it's kind of like your classic nervous whistleblower, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The guy who breaks the silence and points out all those crazy details that no one else wants to believe.
You always need that archetype, right, in these kinds of stories.
And of course, poor Gus ends up abducted
Oh, no.
by a mysterious black van right after he slips Brick the secret formula,
Yeah, of course.
which is just scribbled on a greasy napkin.
The greasy napkin. Love it.
Doesn't get more hardboiled than that?
Come on.
Right.
It's perfect.
So Brick, he's determined to uncover the truth, so he goes undercover at this fast food joint. It's called Fry World.
Fry World.
Fry World, yeah. And that's when things get really interesting.
Okay.
Glowing French fries. Files labeled Operation Golden Potato, Phase 2. Sideways glances from the cashier. I mean, it's pure comedic gold.
I mean, it really is using humor to explore some, more complex ideas about food production and consumption, right?
Oh, sure.
I mean, we always kind of joke about fast food being addictive, but this episode takes that idea and runs with it,
Yeah.
and creates this like satirical commentary on how there's potential for manipulation within the industry.
Definitely makes you think twice about those late night burger runs.
Maybe a little bit.
And then, just when you think it can't get any crazier, Brick discovers this secret factory where lizard people in chef hats are mass producing these mind control fries. It's like straight out of a B movie.
Oh, wow.
But it's played so straight that it becomes like even funnier.
I love that.
The image of these lizardmen meticulously, crafting French fries for world domination is just hilarious.
I could just picture it.
But also makes you wonder, like what really goes on behind the scenes in the fast food industry?
Right.
Have you ever thought about that?
Not really, no.
Yeah. What are they really putting in those things?
Good point.
So the episode takes that, that common anxiety that we all have about what's in our food, right?
Yeah.
And amplifies it to this ridiculous, but also kind of thought-provoking extreme.
Yeah.
Like how satire can use humor to kind of shine a light on potentially unsettling realities.
For sure.
And we can't forget the epic fight scene, okay? Where Brick uses bags of frozen fries as weapons against the lizard guards.
Frozen fries.
He's turning comfort food into a weapon of rebellion.
I mean, that's brilliant.
Right.
It's so silly.
It's so silly, but at the same time, it kind of speaks to how self-aware the episode is, right?
Yeah.
It's not taking itself too seriously, which allows you to enjoy it without overthinking it.
Right.
It's just pure fun with a sprinkle of social commentary.
I like that, yeah.
So in the end, Brick, he manages to save the day.
Okay.
By replacing the mind control fries with normal ones during the grand opening of this new Fry World flagship store. So chaos ensues.
Of course.
The Lizardmen are exposed, and customers are fighting back with ketchup packets and trays.
Amazing.
I mean, what a scene.
What a scene.
It's wonderfully chaotic, but on a deeper level, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's kind of this commentary on consumerism and the potential for rebellion against, like, manipulation.
Right.
Even if that rebellion is fueled by condiments.
Or trays.
Yeah. It's like they're saying, hey, you know, even if it's not lizard people controlling our minds, we should still be aware of that potential for manipulation in the fast food industry and maybe even question our own, you know, consumption habits.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the lizard people are defeated and they slink back to the hollow earth.
Oh.
Their plans are foiled.
Right.
But then in a final twist, we see a billboard advertising a new burger chain.
Oh, no.
Called Reptile Burgers. And the tagline is, "So good, you'll surrender."
Oh, come on.
So Brick, he narrows his eyes, and we're left wondering if the fight is truly over.
That's fantastic.
It leaves you with that sense of uncertainty, you know? So, like, has the threat really been eliminated, or has it morphed into this new, perhaps even more insidious form?
Good question.
So what do you think? Is the battle against corporate manipulation ever truly over?
That's a great question. And it takes us beyond those fictional lizard people, right?
Yeah.
It challenges us to consider those real and often very subtle ways in which we're influenced by marketing, by advertising, and by that constant pressure to consume.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, but I feel like we've only scratched the surface of this deliciously absurd and thought-provoking episode.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you ready to dive deeper into those satirical undertones and unpack what this episode is really trying to tell us about the fast food industry?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Excellent. Let's take a closer look at how the Great Fast Food Coup uses those classic conspiracy theory tropes to create this, you know, this hilarious and insightful commentary on the fast food industry and our own complicity in its success.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, we're all part of it.
We are, yeah. So we're back, diving deeper into the Great Fast Food Coup.
Back into the greasy world of lizard people and mind control fries.
Exactly. We're exploring how this episode, uses humor and conspiracy to kind of poke fun at the fast food industry.
Last time, we left off with that cliffhanger ending, remember? With the Reptile Burgers billboard.
Yeah.
So good, you'll surrender. It's almost like a wink to the audience.
Wait, it is. It is. Like, no matter how many fast food overlords you defeat, another one's just waiting in the wings.
Ready to tempt you with those irresistible burgers and fries.
Always lurking. Right.
I mean, it's clever how they use those lizard people as a stand-in for, corporate greed and manipulation, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. On the surface, it's this crazy, outlandish story.
Right.
But underneath, you've got this, this sharp commentary on how the fast food industry sometimes exploits our desires.
Right.
For convenience, for those salty, satisfying flavors we all love, right?
It definitely makes you think twice about those, those drive-through runs. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit?
I'm not saying every burger joint is run by reptilian overlords.
Right, yeah.
But it does highlight how we're constantly bombarded with these marketing messages and supersized portions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Old sign to keep us coming back for more, you know?
That's true. It's true.
Think about that scene, remember? Where Brick gets the intel from Gus scribbled on that greasy napkin.
Oh, yeah, the secret formula for obedience.
Yeah. It's played for laughs, but it does make you think about transparency.
For sure.
Do we really know what's in some of the processed foods that we're eating?
Right. What are those ingredients? How are they affecting our bodies?
I've always been a little skeptical of those secret sauce claims.
Uh-huh.
What's so secret about it?
Right.
This episode kind of just plays on those suspicions and takes them to a hilarious extreme.
It really does.
The lizard people, right.
Wanting to control humanity through fast food addiction.
Right.
It's ridiculous, but it satirizes how those cravings can feel uncontrollable sometimes. For sure.
Have you ever felt that pull toward a certain, fast food item, even when you know it's not the healthiest choice?
Oh, all the time.
Right. It makes you wonder, are we really in control of our choices? Or are there these, these external forces like marketing that are influencing our decisions?
I think that's one of the things I like most about the episode,
Yeah.
It's not about making you feel bad for enjoying a burger and fries every now and then.
Right.
It's more about encouraging us to think about those triggers, right?
Okay.
And to consider, what impact our food choices are having.
And it's not just about individual choices either, right?
No, not at all.
Like the episode touches on those bigger, like systemic issues in the fast food industry.
Right.
Think about that scene where Brick goes undercover at Fry World.
Oh, yeah.
The employees are acting so strangely.
Uh-huh.
There are cryptic messages everywhere, and the fries are literally glowing.
I mean, it's played for laughs, but it's also
Yeah.
hinting at those labor practices,
Yeah.
right? The pressure to prioritize profit over, everything else.
Like, they're basically saying, hey, look, there's more to this story than meets the eye.
Right.
Let's look beyond those greasy counters.
And consider the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
It's not about demonizing the entire industry, but it's about, encouraging us to be more discerning.
Yeah.
To ask questions, to support businesses that, align with our values.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I appreciate how this episode balances, like, the satire with the entertainment.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that scene where Brick fights off those lizard guards with bags of frozen fries.
Come on. That's gold.
Pure gold.
Pure gold.
But it also reinforces this idea that fast food, while appealing, can be used as a tool, right?
Okay.
For manipulation.
Even a weapon.
Even as a weapon.
Yeah.
The rebellion.
I was like, even in the absurdity, there's that message about taking control.
Right.
And fighting back against those forces that try to influence us.
So before we, move on to what we can do to make more informed choices, I'm kind of curious about your take on conspiracy theories in pop culture.
Yeah, that's a good question.
They're everywhere these days.
They are. And I think it's because they tap into our natural curiosity.
Right.
That desire to, understand the world around us.
And they offer explanations, even if they're based on, speculation.
Right.
Or misinformation.
To make you feel like you have some sort of, inside knowledge.
Yeah, like you're in the know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like our brains are wired to look for patterns and connections, even when they might not be there.
For sure.
Conspiracy theories offer a sense of order in a world that often feels really chaotic and unpredictable.
And they can bring people together, too?
Right. It's like a shared belief system.
Yeah, a sense of community.
Especially during times of uncertainty or social unrest.
Exactly.
But of course, there's a darker side.
Oh, yeah?
To conspiracy theories as well. They can be used to spread misinformation, to scapegoat certain groups, and to sow distrust in institutions.
Right. It's important to be aware of that.
I think the Great Fast Food Coup does a great job of walking that fine line,
Yes, it does.
between satire and social commentary.
For sure.
It uses this conspiracy theory to entertain and to make us laugh, but it also, prompts us to think critically about the fast food industry.
It does, yeah.
And its impact on our lives.
It uses that framework of a conspiracy theory really effectively.
Yeah.
To engage with those anxieties and spark a conversation.
Without, resorting to fear-mongering or anything like that.
Exactly, yeah.
So do you think there's a way to enjoy these conspiracy theories without falling prey to their potential harms?
I think it's about recognizing them as a form of storytelling.
Okay.
A way to explore those, what-if scenarios. And to play with, the boundaries of reality.
Right.
But it's also about maintaining that skepticism.
Right.
Questioning what we're being told and seeking out diverse perspectives.
Like with any form of media, right?
Exactly.
We can enjoy it, but we should also be aware of its potential, biases and influences.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when it comes to fast food, I think this episode reminds us that we do have a choice.
We do.
We can choose to be more mindful,
Right.
support businesses that align with our values, and nourish our bodies with food that is both delicious and, nourishing.
Well said.
That's a perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive,
Okay.
where we'll explore some practical steps we can take to navigate the complexities of the fast food landscape
Sound good?
and to make more informed choices about our food consumption.
Looking forward to it.
So stay tuned, listeners, for the final part of our exploration into the world of lizard leaks and the satirical brilliance of the Great Fast Food Coup. Welcome back. We're going to wrap up our deep dive.
Into lizard people and fast food.
Yeah, those reptile burgers, right? So good, you'll surrender.
Surrender to the deliciousness.
Yeah. We've uncovered the conspiracy. We've dissected the satire.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about you.
What about me?
How does all of this relate to, to your life.
Right.
What can you actually do
What can I do?
about all of this?
Yeah, good question.
To navigate this world of fast food and make informed choices about what you eat.
So you don't need to become like Brick Hardcheese, right?
Right.
And go undercover at a fast food joint or fight off lizard people with bags of frozen fries.
I mean, that does sound kind of epic.
It does sound kind of fun.
But, you can make healthy decisions without going to those extremes.
Yeah, for sure.
So where do we even begin?
Well, I think a good place to start is just being more aware
Okay.
of what's in the food.
Okay.
Read the labels, look at the ingredients,
Uh-huh.
pay attention to portion sizes.
Okay.
You might be surprised by
Wait.
what you find.
It's like those hidden messages, right?
What is? Yeah. Sometimes the most important information is right there in front of us.
Right.
We just don't see it.
Yeah, we've got to take the time.
We're not really paying attention.
And just like Brick questioned those, suspiciously glowing fries, we can question those tempting marketing campaigns.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And those supersized portions.
Ask yourself,
Yeah.
do I really need all this?
Is this actually good for me?
Right. Like, what am I doing?
Take control.
Right. Don't let those external forces
Social pressure, all that stuff.
dictate what you eat.
It's about making a conscious choice.
So it all comes back to that agency, right?
It does. Yeah, we have more power than we think sometimes.
We're not just mindless consumers, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So what else can we do?
So another thing you can do
Yeah.
is to diversify your diet.
Okay.
Explore new recipes, try different things, more fruits, vegetables, whole grains.
Okay, so it's about breaking free from those fries.
It is, yeah, those addictive fries.
Yeah.
And discovering a whole new world
Of what?
of delicious and nutritious foods.
I mean, yeah, that sounds great in theory, but what about the convenience factor?
I know. It's so easy just to swing through that drive-thru.
You're busy, you're stressed, you just want something quick.
Yeah, but cooking at home doesn't have to be hard.
It doesn't have to.
It can be quick and easy.
Okay.
There are tons of recipes out there.
And it's rewarding, right?
It is, yeah. It's so satisfying.
To make something yourself.
To create something.
Yeah, but time. Time is the issue.
Meal prepping.
Meal prepping.
Yeah. Spend a little time on the weekend.
Okay.
Get ahead of the game.
Okay.
Chop some veggies. Make a big batch of something.
Okay.
And you'll thank yourself later.
It's like your secret weapon.
It is, yeah. When you have a healthy meal ready to go.
You're less likely to give in.
To that temptation.
That's right.
The siren song of the drive-thru.
And what about, community?
Community's huge.
Yeah.
Sharing recipes, trying new restaurants together.
It's like building a resistance.
It is, yeah. We're in this together.
Against those unhealthy choices.
We've got to support each other.
And remember, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
There are so many resources.
So many resources.
There's books, websites, nutritionists.
Health coaches, all sorts of people.
They can help you make those informed choices.
So, as we wrap up,
Okay.
healthy choices don't mean deprivation.
Right.
It's about balance.
Balance. Yeah.
Finding what works for you.
Yeah, it is.
Enjoying those foods you love.
In moderation.
In moderation.
So if we take anything away from the Great Fast Food Coup, it's that we have the power.
We do have the power.
To make informed choices.
Absolutely.
About what we eat.
It's not about living in fear.
No, it's about being aware.
Being mindful.
Taking control of your own health and well-being.
Beautifully put.
Okay, now for a slightly cheesy final thought.
Oh, I love cheesy.
Remember those reptile burgers?
Yeah.
They were so good they made you want to surrender.
I know, so good.
What if we could find foods that were so delicious and so good for you?
Oh, I like that.
That they made you want to, embrace a healthier lifestyle.
That's the dream, right?
It's about reclaiming that pleasure, right?
Yeah.
But in a way that nourishes your body.
And aligns with your values.
Yeah, so go forth and discover those reptile burger.
The healthy ones.
Of the healthy food world.
Experiment, explore.
Savor every bite.
Until next time. Stay curious, stay informed, and bon appetit.
Bon appetit.